What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Right now, we're going to be upgrading our left tackle with Jimbo Covert. Now, listen, I want you guys to understand something. If you guys recently just had that Orlando pace, you got to understand, like, he's like the best left tackle in the game right now. Like, looking at his numbers is absolutely ridiculous. The limited, I do want to point out, some of you guys were asking about the limited. Yes, if you get the limited, you don't have to go through all the training aspect, but the limited is technically going to be more expensive at the launch of the card. So look, put it like this, right? You're going to see that his power up is going up in price. People are starting to realize what's going on because I got his power up for $2,900 earlier today, right? So right now the 94 is about 781. Okay, if you go after just buying it outright, like right now when I go ahead and do it, this right, hold on, let me see the 95. Okay, so look, here goes the 95, right? So look, when you put together the set for the 94, it's gonna cost you, like, it cost me about, where am I, 199? It cost me about 500 and change. So I saved money doing the set. Originally when it first started out, I always ask you guys, how bad do you want a card? Now this one right here, the 92, this one was the most expensive for me. It ran me about 349. It's at 301 right now. All right, but look, if you guys go after the 95 and you just want to spend, it's always going to be a lot more money, coins or whatever, because it's the limited. So you just add, the plus 5 with the training, and you're not doing everything else that goes in it. But I want to show you guys what you're getting out of this card. Those 95s across the board, pretty much what's going to happen is I'm going to test them out with, edge protector and without. Realistically, he shouldn't need an ability, because those numbers that he has right there, that is the ability. That's what we were paying for earlier in the game. We were making lesser cards play like animals with, those abilities. Now he has all those numbers, so generally he's going to be pretty good. All right, those 95s with all that run block, his pass block is going to be huge when we get that play fake on him. So that's going to be pretty good for his card. So, what's the price range that I'm thinking? Like I said, it cost me 500 to get that card, and then I'm going to go ahead and, power down the rest of Orlando pace, and then pretty much go ahead and use that training to upgrade Jimbo. I'm also going to show you guys a couple of tips and tricks throughout the process, because he had a team diamond 87 overall, and many of you guys, for whatever reason, you guys forget where your power up is. But this year, you could pretty much put your cards in a certain situation where you can know which one is your power up. So I know where my power up is. Shout out to all of you guys that in the past years would be able to tell me, like, yo, you guys are the best, man. I'd be like, yo, I don't know where this power up is, and I'll make the video. And then like 30 of you guys be like, yo, hey, it's right here. So like I said, I used to forget, but now what I do is I pretty much use the power up card art, right? And it just tells me where it is. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you what's going on with that as well in a few seconds. But let me just go ahead and finish powering down Orlando pace, because this guy's out of here. Also, I got rid of his, his top card earlier to help me have more currency to be able to afford Jimbo. So that's why he was already pretty much all the way, down in that situation. Also, I bought his, like I said, I bought his power up for $2,900 because he's already existing power up. Also, for the Legends challenges, because I already got my free Legend, there is no reason for me to play those challenges anymore. Just so you guys understand that, like, I'm not going to keep playing challenges willy-nilly for bonus collectibles, because you're not going to get anything from it. EA is going to make a quick sell for whatever amount of coins, and that's going to be it. So, we're going to go ahead and complete this set right here. Like I said, if you just lurk those sets, you will definitely pay a lot less. But the 94 right now, you still have to actually power up and everything like that. So you're gonna pay regardless. But if you go after the limited, you're gonna pay a lot more. For some of you guys, coins don't mean anything. For me, I gotta like scrap and claw and pretty much get rid of cards to get other cards as I team build and upgrade the team. Sometimes I'll get the weekly packs. I haven't even got my weekly pack this week. I may end up getting it probably tomorrow. Not that big of a deal right now as we go through it. So with all of that being said, now that I know that I need an 87, pretty much this is what it is, right? I'm going to go to that. I realized I started going through all the card art, and then like Elvis Dumerville, even though he is a power up and he has that diamond, he can get a diamond color or whatever. I actually knew, because I made his actual overall card art, the power-up card art. So when you go to front card art, I could have made him this, and then it would change everything, but I kept him as a power-up, so I knew that I had a power-up pass involved in his path to help me to remember, oh yeah, this guy right here, let me go ahead and get this back real quick. All right, so now one of the things that happens is when you do something like that, you'll be able to see right there. Hold on, let me just cancel this out because I was searching for Jimbo last time. Let me do this. because you're gonna have to go back because it can affect the way that your lockdown and everything is. So right now he's 52, right? If I were to buy it back right now, that 87, the Jimbo Covert was like 85 to 90, so that might go up. At this time, I don't really need to do that, but you'll see that he can no longer get ×2. So I'm gonna get this one, and I believe that lockdown will still be good. It shouldn't be an issue, so let me just click over it. Yeah, so we're still at 53. In certain cases, when you start to downgrade the cards, just make sure that you take that into consideration. You're gonna lose the scheme times whatever the amount is. So you have to be smart with that, because that is a very, very important thing to kind of make sure that you guys know what's happening within the game. You know what I'm saying? Because when you remove it, some guys forget that. You go into a game, you don't have full lockdown, your players start running around like absolute idiots. You're like, yo, what's going on? Because though that zone and man coverage absolutely matters in the game, so you don't want to play around with that too much. All right, so for now, Elvis Dumerville does not see the field, so that doesn't affect me. Also, you can see that we still have the lockdown and everything else is good. You know, he's pretty much there for the 49er chem, whatever. Now, Orlando Pace is not... he's not a card that contributes to the 49er chem, obviously, so it didn't matter with me getting rid of him. I'm just going after the better card, so he's going to ultimately make my team better, and I can probably save with the ability. I can put that ability to use someplace else because of that situation. So let's go ahead and put him in right here, and then I'm going to show you guys what's going to be happening. So we're going to go to newest over here. All right, we're going to get the power up, we're going to add him in there, and then we're just going to build him up. All right, we'll build him up, and then you'll see the you know, the final numbers now, and you'll see why he is the best left tackle right now in the game. Now remember, we're on the brink of Ultimate Legends, so they're going to give us another card that's going to be wild and savage, and it's going to be crazy. What's interesting about it is, though, this guy being a 94 to 95 limited, Ultimate Legend is going to be 96s and stuff like that powered up. So things are starting to get heated up. The cards are starting to get a lot better, and we're going to have to figure out ways to make sure we can afford it, because people know what the good cards are. So even though we can go right now, look, you see this training aspect? EA Sports does not take prisoners, fam. They do not take prisoners. Like, they're like, look, you are going to spend everything. You're going to spend your whole salary. Like, listen, don't worry about it. These dudes said 5,000 and 2,500. Like, really, EA? Come on, dude. All right, so look, let's go ahead. We'll give him the ×3, because remember, he was a team diamond. All right, so we'll give him that ×3. We're going to go over here to play fake ×3. All right, give him that, because that's going to it's going to give him outrageous numbers. It's going to be ridiculous. And then finally, we'll give him some sprinter action. And it is what it is. And then with the card art, you can do whatever you want. Probably use the limited version right there, make it look kind of cute. Yeah, I know that we have the power up in his card, but more than likely you guys will remind me anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to show you guys. So he goes to a 96. I want to point out something though. There is a chance that you can get him higher, right, if you don't use the sprinter, but I just like to have the sprinter on them, because even though I'm 43 or 40, and I don't need it because it's maxed out at 40, I still want to be able to know that I can pick and choose which cards I can throw away and which cards I can keep. So regardless of whatever I'm doing, I always make sure that I have more than enough sprinter. Very, very important, right? So now, I have the one ability point that's left because I had Edge Protector on Orlando Pace. But like I said, with his numbers, he's so wild, it doesn't really matter, because like all of his numbers are crazy. 95, 95, 95, and a 99 pass block. So what that means for me is this, right? The left tackle position, and keep in mind, guys, for those of you guys that are trying to, oh bro, I still be getting Turbo Blitz. The Turbo Blitz is a user mechanic. So if you play somebody coming out in 3-3-5 wide and you see them sitting above you like 5 yards, waiting for you to hike the ball, they're probably going to Turbo Blitz you. This pass block will not help that situation. All right, you're going to have to run play action. You have to block your running back. You sometimes have to ID the idiot that's turbo blitzing you. I sometimes will turbo blitz you, but I haven't done it in months because it's kind of stupid. So like with the way that this game is, because you can do so many other things. So I'd rather just blitz everybody and let you make a decision. But if you see people running at 3-3-5 wide, the big nickel, and you see them standing or hovering above like 5 yards away with their user, more than likely that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to destroy your world and turbo blitz you and hit you in the backfield. All right, but it's very, very easy to stop. Block a running back, ID him, stuff like that. But I'm just talking about general stuff. That pass block, if they just send general blitzes, he should be able to stop anything coming there. Because this is the first card that we've seen with such ridiculous numbers. The 99, the 95, the 95, 95. He's going to play out of his mind. Just because, remember, the 95 is the final threshold. So he's pretty much all around 99 theoretically in our heads, because he's already met everything with the final threshold. All right, so now that we have this card, like I said, we can start to play around with other things. We can look and say, you know what? Do we need that ability? Do we need that ability right there? We can actually start to do that. Now, I don't have, like, I could go get the training right now, you know, quick sell some cards, but we could put Edge Protector on him to keep everything the same, or we can open up the offense and add another ability to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Because some of you guys are like, yo, you should get that Aaron Rodgers and, you know, give him, you know, Gunslinger with 3. See, that would be stupid, because I would still have the one from Josh Allen, one from not using, you know, Edge Protector, but I would need one more. And taking one more away from any card, that's going to affect my overall, you know, my overall chemistry. So realistically, what I should do is just keep Jimbo with Edge Protector and see if he plays OP, and then we go from there. But Orlando Pace was blocking and going crazy. So it's not that he was garbage why he had to go. He just had to go because I wanted to have, you know, currency, to be able to have a little bit something left over, you know, during this process. So because also training is very, very cheap, I can do a couple things, right? I can go to my item binder, see what's in there, and say, you know what, let me go ahead and just quick sell a couple cards and see what's good. Or I can keep these cards because we're coming up on a new season, and I can use them to put them into sets as we go along. All right, you know, like 87 Mean Joe Green, all these guys that I have, I can do stuff with them in sets that are going to be coming soon, instead of just rage selling them right now to get the whatever amount of training. So for me, it makes a little bit more sense for me to just simply go, let me see what the prices are, and just get some training out of there right quick, and then keep those cards for different sets later. That's just the way I choose to do it, because right now there aren't any major lucrative sets, but they're going to be doing more team standouts. They're going to be doing other stuff like that, and just having the card, it just saves you the hassle. That's pretty much what happens. It just saves you the hassle. So look, a 90 overall, he's 44, but I have a feeling that people are cheaper. So before I buy him, because that's 5,000 training, just think about how cheap training is right now. So he's 44. We always go and try to see if we can get something cheaper though. So that's 44. Okay, this is 40. All right, we don't need to go that much more cheaper. All right, we'll spend the 40. We'll get the 5K training. All right. From after we get that, you can even go to 89 to get the 36 and the 36, 7,200 for probably cheaper. But sometimes it averages out to a little bit more. It's nickel and diming right now, to be honest with you guys, because the market is so bad as far as training goes. So for those of you guys that were looking to upgrade your team, you know, you can lurk the 89, you can lurk the 90. For me, the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and grab that so I can get the 5,000 training and let you guys see that I'm adding that Edge Protector on him. So it's going to make him unbelievably OP. Okay, because I don't think he needs an ability. Listen, 100%, I'm being honest. I really don't think he needs an ability. I think he's going to be outrageous for a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean at least until the end of the promo of the Zero Chill. Like, he's going to still be a top left tackle because his numbers are outrageous. Now, I don't know why EA made him so OP, because obviously, you know, Joe Thomas is going to get another card. There's going to be a lot of other cards coming. So now you got to be careful with it, because like I said, it cost me 500 and change to make that card. So more than likely, I'll be able to sell them for like 400. You got to just assume you're going to lose something. It's an EA Sports video game. You're going to lose because, you know, people are going to try to get rid of stuff, and it is what it is. We could also look, it looks like everybody just keeps that 2. No matter how good they are, certain abilities just stay as 2. So we're going to leave that the way it is. We'll go ahead and equip, you know, Edge Protector. And then that's pretty much ultimately what we're going to need to do at this time for this card. And then we just have to get him out there and see what he's all about after we go ahead and equip him, you know, equip him right here. We'll see what he's, you know, what he's rocking with. We'll go ahead and do that. But I showed you his numbers. I showed you everything about him. I think, you know, in my personal opinion, he has to be, at this point, like the most dominant left tackle, and he's going to open up so much more. Because especially when you got guys turbo blitzing and doing weird stuff, you come out in certain run sets, you know, like traps and different things like that, where you can get blocking by getting a pulling guard and stuff like that. And he's going to hold his edge a lot more, because I saw as I upgraded my O-line, even with Jonathan Ogden, they started to play a lot better as you get their overalls up. So just keep that in mind as you go through, and keep me abreast of what you guys are going to be doing, you know, going forward. But I think at this point, if you were able to get a Jimbo, you should probably go ahead and grab him and experiment. But as always, I'll get back to you once I get him out there on the gridiron. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.